Grab my arm if you roll with me to the after party where it's VIP and the VSOP. It's all on me, that's right. There's plenty of haze, you know what I mean? What up, shorty? Let me start to count.
Alrighty, guys. So unfortunately, we had a diesel leak when I put the grid heater and everything in, and the fuel rail. Plugged everything back in. Took it for a ride. Was very excited about it. Got a little bit more power, smoother. But then I got home and I noticed there was about a palm-sized puddle of diesel under my truck. So then I looked in the back and it looked like it was coming all the way from the back on pretty much where the grid heater or the grid plate is. And so got back in there, tried to tighten all the fittings again. They were all tight, so that didn't change anything. Did some further research and found that the sensor can go bad or crack and actually start leaking. So let me show you what that looks like. Alrighty, so here is the old fuel rail. I'm gonna have to take this bolt out at the back because it's deleted, or it doesn't have the little spring in there anymore. So I'll have to take that out and swap it onto this one. But this is the sensor that typically will go bad. Generally it cracks or starts leaking down here, which is pretty much where I think mine was leaking from, because it was all the way in the back and it was just leaking off the side. Generally the sensor itself can range anywhere from $75 I found to $175, and then you gotta put it in, torque it down perfectly. This thing has to be precise. I did have a problem when I did the bolt the first time, so I didn't know that this had to be torqued like to a precise torque setting. I tightened it as tight as I could, and I had no it was just cranking. It wouldn't start. My buddy who builds cars, he looked into it a little bit more and he got a torque wrench and came over one day and torqued it, and boom, it fired right up. So this whole thing has to be very precise. So you have to torque this down, and then you got to use a sealant also, which I didn't want to take a chance, and I didn't want to have any more hassle. So because a guy did also, he replaced the sensor, but then put a different kind of sealant past this area, and I don't know, something happened to his truck. I don't know if it's true or not. That was on the forums. I just didn't want to take a chance, so I bought a new one. So this has, like I said, I'll have to take that bolt off and switch it, and then this is also the new sensor. Now I'm gonna be honest, because I will own my piece sometimes if I make a mistake. This piece, I feel I could have also cranked on it, because the last or first fitting, however you're seeing it, the one that's closest to the firewall, I go by this one being my last one. So this to me is number 6, but it could be number 1 of you. But anyways, the one that's closer to the console or the cab, it's about, for example, it's about right here. So you're having your wrench right here, then you crank. Well, the wrench, I feel, was chopping right here. So I think when I boom and just kept on doing that, I could have done that. I don't know. I mean, I don't see any cracks or any breaks in it. But yeah, just be careful, guys. I'm gonna see if I kind of found a different way. I think you can, since the fitting can move, I think you can just screw it on, tighten it a little bit, slide the other part into its position, and then slowly just torque it down. And then the rest are simple, and they're away from all kinds of important stuff. It's just really this one that cost me $300. So just a short video, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time.